So a lot of people think that economics is a dead subject and you can't do anything with this knowledge that you learn, but they're actually wrong. So there's actually a lot you can do with this microeconomics knowledge that you will have picked up by the end of the year. What kind of things will you be able to learn? First of all, you'll be able to understand why firms behave the way they do. Like, in the couple of last few years, Uber and Grab were giving major discounts on rides and they were making losses quarter after quarter. Why are they so crazy to make losses quarter after quarter? Is there a reason for them doing so? And in Singapore, Uber and Grab recently merged. Last year in 2018, I think it was somewhere around March, Uber and Grab merged their Southeast Asian operations. Why did they do that? And why do airlines carry out differentiated pricing? Why is it that if you buy your air tickets 6 months in advance, it will be quite cheap, and it will get a lot more expensive if you buy them last minute, one day before you travel, you buy them, it will be very expensive? And why is it that students get such good perks? They get discount on movie tickets, they get discounts on meals. Is there a reason for all this? Why do firms behave the way they do? So this is one thing that we will be covering in part of lessons later part of the year. We want to also understand why scarcity is a problem for economics and is a central problem of economics. Now, if you think about the problem of scarcity, if we have really limited resources, unlimited ones, who should we produce resources for? Should we be producing resources for, should we be producing goods and services for people with money? Or should we produce goods and services based on what people need? So this is why we are interested to know more about income inequality. And why are we spending so much on recreational drugs? Okay, marijuana, your sexual performance enhancement drugs, and why are we spending so little on addressing HIV? Why up to date HIV we are seeing not significant progress in getting a cure for it? Is there a reason why? So we want to understand why scarcity is a problem, and that is actually fundamentally the central problem of economics. Next, if we learn economics, we are also better able to make decisions as individuals. For example, do you know that if you know your microeconomics and understand the forces of demand and supply, you'll be able to predict better, okay, when housing prices will go up, when housing prices will go down, so you know when is a good and better time to invest in housing so that you don't lose out. And how as individuals we can try to take a more rational approach towards things and let less emotions control of our decision making process. And also we can also understand why governments do things the way they do. Like, for example, why do we want to tax cigarettes? Why do we care that people smoke? Is it an ethical thing or is it economics thing? And why is it that in Singapore alcohol is taxed differently? You have a higher tax on hard liquor like whiskey, and you have a lower tax on things like beer? Why do we ban certain kinds of drugs? Why some countries ban marijuana but some countries legalize marijuana? Is there an economic explanation to that? Why do we subsidize education when there is actually an oversupply of education in certain areas? Like there is supposedly an oversupply of lawyers. Why are we still subsidizing education in all areas? Is there something that we need to know about with regards to economics in terms of why countries want to subsidize education? And why is it that some countries like UK provide free healthcare? These are the things that we will be able to examine throughout our entire year while we are discussing the topic of market failure. And finally, we want to understand the concept of trade-offs and why trade-offs is going to be something that we should learn because it affects decisions of what everybody makes. Like, for example, you came for tuition today. If you came for tuition today, what are you giving up? You're giving up basically your leisure time, your sleep, right? But is this a trade-off that is worthwhile? Why do you think this trade-off is worthwhile? Why are human beings supposed to sleep for an average of 8 hours? Why is it not 1 hour more, 2 hours more? Why is it not 2 hours less? Why is this supposedly an optimal amount? Is there a trade-off if we sleep 1 less hour? What is the impact on our minds? What is the impact on our physical well-being? And China implementing the one-child policy, are there consequences that we are starting to see now? And does that correlate to the concept of trade-offs that we are discussing now?